What's going on, guys? Brandon here. We have your Wayne County January 2019 real estate market update. Let's jump right into this. I preface every video with a couple things, and we do the month previously because just like the jobs report coming from the government, we have all the data. It's hot off the press, and now we can give it to you. And it's first Thursday of at the end of every month, or after the end of every month, just like the jobs report is the first Friday at the end of every month. So after the end of every month, as I should say. So the 3 years of data we have is so that way you can see the trend. You want to see the pattern. You want to be able to see what's going on. If I just gave you this year right here, it wouldn't make any sense. So the trend is your friend, as they say. The numbers tell a story, as Rich Dad says, Robert Kiyosaki's mentor. So you want to be able to see what's going on. That way you can see the trend, the pattern, and you can make decisions the best for you and your family. So let's jump right into this. Days on market is DOM. And that's the average number of days on the market for a listing. 55, 49, it stayed steady basically over this past year, which again, good sign. Balanced market coming. Balanced market coming your direction, possibly. We'll see, a little bit though. Seriously though. Active homes on the market. This is the number of homes that are active at that time when we took the data. So that day, active on the market. Again, pretty similar data actually over the last couple of years. So Wayne County has been probably the steadiest actually over all the major counties in Metro Detroit. So again, jumped up a little bit. We actually do have more in this past January than we've had in previous Januaries over the last couple of years. But still not eclipsing 2016, 2015, some of those. They had tons of inventory in those years, right? We were coming out of a crash, and there was tons of inventory in the market. So still looking for those days, obviously, but we want to be in this balanced area where we're getting to. Months of inventory, MOI. This is the rate that homes are selling. If no new homes come on the market, how long will it take to sell every last home? 3 months, 4 months. We are actually seeing, this is the first time in a long time we have seen uptick, and we've seen this across the board, like I said, in every major county in Metro Detroit. And just to give you some perspective, we have 0 to 3 months is a seller's market. 4 to 6 months, 4 to 7 months is a balanced market, and then 7 plus is a buyer's market. So there's just tons of inventory there. When the recession happened, we had 8 months, 10, 15 months of inventory, just tons of homes in the market. So this is a good number to not have to dive into all the data and just know, boom, what's going on in the market, what's happening, and what kind of market are we in. So it's good to know, obviously, as a buyer or a seller, where you're at. So, and again, this is, the lower this number goes, the better it is for sellers. And the higher that number goes, the better it is for buyers. So it's always a push-pull. New homes in the market. This is the number of new listed homes that came on the market in January. Again, you can see this is very steady. Just like this number, very steady over the last couple of years, which is good. We still have more, though, than we did in the last couple of years, which, again, is good. This is why we've had this uptick in the months of inventory, because we've had more homes listed, even with the market volatility and a lot of things going on, interest rates rising. I think it's getting some sellers to say, you know what, buyers are not going to be as plentiful because the interest rate's rising, so I want to try to get my equity when I can. So that's going to be interesting to see and see how that plays out. So keep an eye on that. Price per square foot. This, again, has gone up steadily. This, again, also is countywide. So if you want an actual appraisal on your home, or you want some analysis on your home from a real estate agent, you've got to have someone. You've got to contact somebody. You've got to contact our team to come do this for you, because this is something that you can't just look at a countywide number and say, oh, that's what my home is worth. Multiplying your square footage by this number will give you an approximate. It's just like Zillow.com or Homes.com or Realtor.com. They give you an algorithm, amalgamated number where they just spit you out here. This is basically what we think your home is worth because of the zip code you're in. That's kind of what this is in essence. So you actually need a professional to come to your home and give you a down and dirty analysis on your home. So that, like I said, it's just a rule of thumb to know where it's at. The bigger picture is to see where this trend is at. So the county has trended upward over the last couple of years. So the last one is sold. This is really our buyers line here, our buyer statistic. This is really doesn't change too much. We see a little bit of a change because, again, we're looking at homes that went under contract in November and December, and there wasn't a ton of homes. So that's probably why it went down a little bit over the last, because compared to the last couple of years. But usually this number doesn't change too much. The buyer pool stays relatively the same unless there's a huge crash, something catastrophic. So again, this has gone down a little bit. That's the percentage change is somewhat significant. So we do have to note that. But again, not too much change. I'm looking forward to, unless there's a huge crash this year, which these are our microeconomic reports. We do our macroeconomic reports, which are called the insiders reports, where we talk about what's going on in the world, asset bubbles, stock prices. We talk about credit bubble, loan bubble, tariffs, your student loan bubble, tariffs, all these things, interest rates. We talk about all the stuff that affects all of us, because globally we're so tied now to each other that all those big things affect even our small markets, our micro markets. So this local, Metro Detroit real estate market updates that we do in these 5 big counties is great, but we still have to understand what's going on in the bigger picture and how it's going to affect us going long term. I think, in my opinion, again, it's just all the research that we do and look at. It's going to be more balanced market this year, I believe, because interest rates going up, sellers wanting to get rid of some of their inventory and get out there and get the equity they can get for their home. And we already are seeing it in the first month of the year. We're seeing a little bit more balance, a little bit more inventory going out in the market. If there's not a big crash, something like that, something catastrophic or devastating, I think you're going to see a little bit more of a balanced market, hopefully, for everybody's sake. Because even sellers, a lot of sellers, you have to jump into the buyer's market, right? So a lot of people weren't able to sell last year because they didn't want to jump into the craziness that was that buyer pool of finding nothing on the market. So unless you're moving out of state, or you're moving to a place up north, or you're going to live with someone else and going to rent or something like that, then those sellers really make out, because they can just get their equity and then leave, and they're not having to worry about that buyer craziness. So this, like I said, the Wayne County January 2019 market update. Please let me know if you guys got something out of this. If you have any questions about it, please share this with anybody who's in Wayne County. If you know anybody in Wayne County, please share it, tag them, think that they might get something out of it. So I appreciate you guys more than anything, and I really appreciate your time, your energy, the comments you give us. If you do have questions and comments, concerns, please put them in the feed, though, in the comment section. That way we can help as many people as possible. I really appreciate all the direct messages we get, the private messages, and the things that people say when we see them personally. But if you have something, please put it in here. That way we can answer stuff and benefit the most people possible and have some dialogue on here. And again, appreciate you guys, your time, your energy is the most important thing we have. And I really appreciate you spending some time here with us. We'll see you guys soon.